We start. Okay. Little bit of grade 9 before we go into grade 10 so that your concept is clear. Polynomials. Okay. This is just a recap of grade 9. We are doing a grade 9 recap. Grade 9. This year in grade 9, this chapter has been changed completely. Much different than what you all studied, but much more interesting. Okay, grade 9. Before grade 9, let us understand what is a algebraic expression. Okay, any doubt? Clear it right now itself. An algebraic expression. Suppose I say I have an algebraic expression 6x square plus 6x square, say 6x square y cube z. This is an algebraic expression. Okay, in this algebraic expression, x, y, z are supposed to be the variables. 2 and 3 are called the powers. Minus 6 is the coefficient. Minus 6 is the coefficient. All of you are familiar with these terms. Okay, minus 6 is the coefficient. This is an algebraic expression. Okay, similarly, I could have also had an algebraic expression like say 36 root x y, and say this is also an algebraic expression, right? To write it in a better format, it would be 36 x to the power half y. This is an algebraic expression. Now, when we talk in terms of polynomials, well, when you learn binomial expansion in 11, I think CBSE has now deleted. In state, it is there. Means if you join any coaching center, you have to study. In binomial expansion, when you will be studying, though the word polynomial will be defined in a way in which it will be difficult for you to understand. So the simple desi explanation of polynomial, polynomial is that algebraic expression whose variable will always carry a whole number as a power. Remember this throughout your life. This is the easiest way to understand. Polynomial is an algebraic, okay, expression I'll write algebraic expression in which the variable always carries a whole number as its power. It will always carry the whole number as its power, which means this can qualify as a polynomial, this cannot qualify as a polynomial. This is the basic difference. But this can qualify as an algebraic expression, right? In grade 9, you used to first have one exercise where they used to say, identify which are polynomials. In order to identify, you should compare everything at the ground level. Say somebody gives you a problem like this. Say 36 t cube plus 13 t square divided by say t cube, and they ask you, identify this is a polynomial or not. You are supposed to split every term and take them at ground level. So if you take at ground level, this one will become 36, whereas this one will become 36 t to the power minus 1. Sorry, 13 t to the power minus 1. So this is not a polynomial. Is this understood by everyone? What is a polynomial and what is not a polynomial? Therefore, all algebraic expression need not be polynomials, but all polynomials will be like an algebraic expression. Can I go ahead from this particular topic if this is understood? Right? Polynomials are those algebraic expression in which the power of the variable will always be a whole number. Now, based on that, now if I look by number of terms and if I look by name, okay, say for example, I have something called 56x. I call this as a monomial. I have something called 56x plus 2. I will call this as a binomial. Okay, now I have 56x square plus 2x plus 2. I call this as a trinomial. By now you have understood. So in higher classes you will be expanding something like x plus a to the power n. All right, x plus a whole square gives you 3 terms. X plus a to the power n, you will expand where there will be n number of terms. Then such an expression will be known as my polynomial. However, this check will always be valid that none of the terms will carry a variable which does not have a whole number as its power. Understood? This brings us to one more discussion. Is this understood? Terms versus names. Okay. So I'm rubbing this one also. Terms versus names. This brings us to one more interesting observation, that if you see something like a 5, this is also a polynomial, because what you are not seeing is there is a x to the power 0. 0 is a whole number. So 5 is also a polynomial, right? Need not be that variable must be there. If the variable is not there, there is a variable to the power 0 and it satisfies this condition. So this is also a polynomial. Our next discussion, we are only doing grade 9 discussion now, children. Our next discussion of a recap is something called degree. Okay, before I go to degree, how do we mention a polynomial? Like say I have something called ax square plus bx plus c. And I ask you, how many variables are there? One variable only, that is x. Don't say 3 variables, one variable or 2 variables. There's only one variable, right? One variable. Do you see any other variable out here? No, you don't see any other variable. So such a polynomial is represented as p of x. Means it is a polynomial function of x. X is the independent variable. You can input any value of x and you get an output of it. हमने x में 0 डाला, so you get c. If you put x as 1, you get a plus b plus c. So x is the independent variable, independent, and p of x becomes the dependent variable. Based on what you enter, what do you get, right? Let's take another polynomial, which is say 34 x cube y plus 28 xy plus 12. How many variables do you see here? 2 variables. There's an x, there's a y. This will be called as a polynomial in x and y. However, you all being the very cutie children of CBSE, CBSE deals with polynomial in one variable only, both in 9 and 10. So this part is ruled out for us. We will be dealing with polynomials in only one variable. It is not necessary that you mention as p of x. Such polynomials can be h of x, can be represented by f of x, can be represented by g of x. Remember, whatever variable is appearing, the polynomial function is a function of that variable. However, if my polynomial was at square plus bt plus c, I would love to represent it as a polynomial h of t, because now t is the variable. Is this understood? आज मूड कैसा है? What is special today? Today election results are coming out. This is your political science if you study. Today is the results in Bengal, Tamil Nadu, Kerala and Assam, and the countings have started. Okay? Good. Atre aaj ghar se bahar mat nikalna. Be safe at home. Okay? Now we go to something called degree. Degree of a polynomial. Again, grade 9 topic. Suppose I have a polynomial p of x represented by ax square plus bx plus c. Ax square plus bx plus c. The highest power of the variable is called the degree. What is the highest power here? 2 is the highest power. So the degree of this polynomial will be 2. Similarly, if I have another polynomial h of x which is given by ax plus b, then this is a polynomial in degree 1. And if I would have had a polynomial g of x which is only equal to something like 5, then it is a polynomial in degree 0. Okay, this is a polynomial in degree 0. Understood? The way to write a polynomial is always write the term with the highest degree first, irrespective of whether the coefficient is plus or minus. You write it in the elder brother, middle brother. Okay, in a joint family, which wife is the means the harta karta of that house? In a joint family, you understand what I'm asking? Which wife is actually the supreme in the house? The eldest son's wife. So here also we have an eldest son's wife. The coefficient of the highest degree term is known as the leading coefficient. These terms you should know. This is known as leading coefficient. She is like the bari bahu of the house. She can be minus, she can be plus. Understood? So whenever a polynomial is given to you, it doesn't make, suppose you're writing 2x plus 5x square plus 3. No, not the correct way. 5x square plus 2x plus 3. It should be in decreasing order and 5 would be the leading coefficient. Is this much understood? Degree of a polynomial. All these were grade 9 topics, right? We now get into grade 10. Are we ready? Okay. In grade 10, whether it was somewhat removed last year, 2 years back, again put in, but I believe it is there in your book. If you don't understand this part, you will never enjoy this chapter at all from a mathematics student's point of view. That is the graphical interpretation part. This is most important. How to, if you go to study abroad, like your grade levels in US and all, this part is paid much more importance. However, in India they don't pay, but they'll ask a lot of questions in JEE and all on this graphical interpretation. If this is clear, even if you study economics later, many things will be clear. Graphical interpretation and physics will be clear to you. Before going to graphical interpretation, let's go once again to degree and ask ourselves the name. And another thing is something called trend. Degree, name, trend. Trend I'll come to later, okay? If the polynomial's degree is 0, the polynomial is named as constant polynomial. Constant. Understood? It's called constant. If the degree is 1, the polynomial will be called linear polynomial. That's why in grade 8 you used to do linear equations in one variable. None of your equations had a power more than 1 in the problem. So it is called a linear polynomial. If your degree is 2, it is called quadratic. And as I said, that I will be parallelly teaching quadratic equations also in this chapter. So please note down separately quadratic topics also. So that's why quadratic will come. Quadratic means, so you understood why did I say if this is India, quadratic is Telangana? Because quadratic are special polynomials whose degree is 2. And that is a chapter. And many of your questions here will be related to this only. Okay. Then comes third, which is known as cubic. Right. And then comes fourth, which is known as quartic. Quartic, or also called biquadratic. Is it important, sir? Well, for general knowledge purpose, you should know up to 4 what are the names. Are we fine? Okay. Now, if you look at every quadrilet, every example, if I look at an example, then I can represent this as p of x equal to say some constant 5. I can represent this as p of x equal to ax plus b. This is linear. This is p of x equal to ax square plus bx plus c. Children, keep this format in by heart. This is the standard format of a quadratic polynomial. This is standard format of a linear polynomial. Then we come to the third one. Here p of x will be ax cube plus bx square plus cx plus d. So much, that's all. Up to cubic. Okay. Now what are these? You can plot a graph for all of them. You can plot a graph for all of them. Whenever we plot a graph, children, whenever we plot a graph, we actually plot a graph on something which is known as the Cartesian coordinate system. Yes or no? And the Cartesian coordinate system has got what? X and Y as the axis. They basically represent, one axis will represent the dependent variable and one axis will be representing the independent variable. Okay. Acha, I'm not going fast, right? You're able to understand whatever I'm, because you're still not entered 10. For us, we are talking grade 9 only still now. So all these polynomials can be represented as a graph, right? Okay. Before we get into graphs, 2 things you should understand, which you have already studied in grade 9. What is the equation of x-axis? Y equal to 0 is the equation of x-axis, whereas y-axis equation is x equal to 0. Sir, what does this mean? What are the points on x-axis? 0, 0, 1, 0, 2, 0, 3, 0, 4, 0, 5, 0, 6, 0, infinity 0, minus 1, 0, minus 2, 0, minus 3, minus infinity. So every point y coordinate is 0. Let us look at every point on the y-axis. 0, 0, 1, 0, 2, 0, 3, 0, 4, 0, 5, 0. All, sorry, 0, 1, 0, 2, 0, 3, 0, 4, 0, 5. All the x coordinates are 0. Therefore, on x-axis, the equation will always be y equal to 0. On y-axis, the equation will be x equal to 0. Is this much understood? Here only we plot what is called these polynomials. We will be plotting here them as a function, right? Now, px equal to 5. Whenever you say, acha, remember one thing, children. If you have something which is written as the function value of the polynomial is say ax plus b, this p of x can also be represented by y. We also represent it by y. Y means, what is the, ultimately we don't have a px axis out here. We have, this is called, y is the function value. If you input x, what is the value of y? So we can call it y equal to f of x, y equal to g of x, h of x, p of x. Means if px is defined like this and you enter x as 1, what is the function going to puke? Whatever the function pukes is known as the function value, or is also known as represented as y. Why? Because in the Cartesian coordinate system we have x and y. Understood? And to solve this in grade 9 and all you used to do is make some table like this. One is an x, one is your y, and you used to take some values and get a graph, right? This is how you used to do it. Same concept now. We will not go in this manner, but we will try to understand, okay? So I'm writing that I can represent this as y equal to 5, I can represent this as y equal to x plus b, y equal to this, and y equal to this. Understood? Now we're going to talk about trend. What is the trend of a graph? Before understanding trend, let's understand two things in graph. One is called a line and one is called a curve. Graphs cannot be anything other than this. Graph is not the graph book. Graph is the plot that you get. When you see cricket match and you see that asking rate, required run rate, that is the graph. So graph can be either a line or a curve. Okay, if you are talking about lines, lines can be three types in mathematics. This is known as a standing line, sleeping line, and slanted line. You cannot have any other form of line. Just see. Right? Now, though curves don't have names for you in grade 10, in another 7 months you will get name. So let us understand by name. Curves can be something like this. These curves are known as parabola. Parabola opening outwards. Parabola opening downwards. Have you understood? Parabola sideways. Parabola this way. All these we will understand slowly. But you should know curves can be like this. A curve can also be something like a sinusoidal curve. This is a sin x curve. This is a curve. Curve can be like this. Sir, I cannot give you a shape. What is the curve? Curve means anything which is not a straight line. Itna samajh mein aaya? Our graphs can be either curves or our graphs can be straight line. I think more than that, right? Now let's see what happens to the trend of this constant polynomial. I'm writing y equal to 5. Can I not write y equal to 5x to the power 0 plus 0? Right? So in a constant polynomial, you always get a straight line. Rather, a sleeping line. In a constant polynomial, the trend will always be a sleeping line. Why it will be, we will see now. Okay? थोड़ी देर absorb कीजिए. Linears will always have slanted line. Either like this or the line will be like this. Linears will always be like this. Okay? Quadratics will be parabolas which will be opening upwards or will be opening downwards. Cubics. Cubics will be such that cubics don't have exact shape. I can't give you a shape. Cubics will be something like this. Quartic, you need not worry. That's not it. You should be very clear with these first three. कुछ भी आप अपने मन से करो. See, look at me. If you are a constant, you are always a sleeping line. If you are linear, you are a slanting line. You slant this way, or so how can I slant this way or this way? There's no other way you can slant. If you are a quadratic, parabola opening up or parabola opening down, right? And if you are a cubic, then there will be a lot of tunes. You just put one tune like that. Okay. One question you can ask me, that sir, everything understood. Sir, why did you make these two curves? Okay. Why did you make these two curves of parabola? This one and this one. While drawing, you only drew these two. These two will be when x is the dependent and y is the independent. This will be what you know. H of y is equal to ay square plus by plus c. If the equation is given in this form, then the curve will come like this. Though not in your syllabus, I'm only saying for your understanding purpose. If the equation is a h of x, this is h of y, which y becomes the dependent, means here I can write here. Okay, here I can write x equal to ay square plus by plus c. Curve will come like this. Not in your syllabus, just for understanding purpose. Is this much understood? Right? Okay. Anyone who has not understood anything till now also, you're free to ask, because your conceptual clarity is very much required to solve problems in this chapter. Anyone, any questions so far? So far we have discussed grade 9 topic, what is a polynomial, what are the names of polynomial, what is degree of a polynomial. We have not discussed what is zero of a polynomial, though you have studied in grade 9, we will touch that. Then we said, what are the standard formats of constant, linear, quadratic, cubic, and what are the trends of their curves or their graphs rather. Straight line will be seen only in linear and constant. Constant will give you a slipping line, linear will give you a slanting line, quadratic will give you parabola opening up, parabola opening down, and cubics gives you curves. If you want to have interest on these, then these are parabolas which are functions of x, no, functions of y. These are functions of x. Clear? Okay. Let's now take the constant polynomial. Let's take the constant polynomial. What is the equation of x-axis? Y equal to 0. If I say plot a graph y equal to a, that means you shift the x-axis by a upwards. If I say y equal to minus a, so you will be shifting it this. This is x equal to 0. X equal to b means you will come b units this side. X equal to minus b means you will shift this side. Is that understood? So my curve, like say, if you say y equal to 5, plot y equal to 5, that graph will pass through 0, 5, and it will be a straight line parallel to the x-axis. This is y equal to 5. Any dispute in understanding this? If this was y equal to 0, it is x-axis. If it is y equal to minus 5, it comes here. Understood? That much only I wanted to say. These I am coming slowly. If you are okay, I will now swap the screen to a new one. Are we fine? Shall we? Chaliye. Our next topic to understand is again grade 9, zeros of a polynomial. Zeros of a polynomial. My polynomial px, I'm taking two standard polynomials. Say I have a polynomial ax plus b, and I have another polynomial, say hx equal to ax square plus bx plus c. Understood? Zero of a polynomial means that value of x, which if you enter here, p of x should vomit 0. Simple. That value of x, which if you put here, p of x should be getting a value 0. Right? P of x should be 0. So I do it like this. A p of x, you become 0, and I equate you to ax plus b, and I will say that x is equal to negative b by a. Negative b by a is that value of x, at which it becomes 0. You want to test it? A into negative b by a plus b. Just see, a and a cancel, then negative b and plus b cancel, p of x becomes 0. Hey Vakul, you're sleeping. What? No. Don't tell me that. What did I say? Just tell me.
Sir, if we substitute minus b by a place of x, a into minus b by a plus b will be equal to 0.
Why did I say that?
You are explaining zeros of a polynomial.
Zeros of a polynomial. Then, what is zero of a polynomial?
Zeros of a polynomial is the value of a variable which is equal to 0.
वाह, सो रहा है पूरा बैठ के, बोर्ड देख के पूरा पढ़ दिया है. He trembled and woke up. Hey, You have put a tilak on your forehead. Don't speak lie after putting that. Amma, 100% your Manchurian will be fried in hell once you go there. Okay, come back. So have you understood what is the value of 0 of a polynomial, right? So in linear polynomials, finding the 0 is very easy for us, right? Because linear polynomials, when you try to find the 0, all you children will be doing, you will take an ax plus b, whatever is the polynomial given, you will equate it to 0, and your knowledge is such from grade 8 that you know how to solve this. But now I ask you, what is the 0 of this polynomial? Then what will you do? You will equate this polynomial equal to 0. Agreed? This becomes, what is this symbol? This is equal. What is this polynomial? Quadratic. And you have an equal. So this becomes what is known as a quadratic equation. The chapter which I will be teaching parallelly with this chapter. This becomes a quadratic equation. And now the question comes, do I know how to solve a quadratic equation? I don't know how to solve a quadratic. We have not learned. We don't know how to solve a quadratic equation. So there are many techniques of solving quadratic equation. We will see those if they are demanded in this chapter. If not, we'll park it. But few knowledges of quadratic equation will take it here itself. Now, the method in which you are trying to find zeros by this way, this is known as the analytical method. Analytical method of finding zeros. Analytical method. Are you drawing any graph to find a 0 here? No, you are not doing any graph. But there is another technique which is also known as the graphical analysis. And according to me, this is the most interesting and nice one. Graphical analysis. To solve this equation by graph, you need not know how to solve quadratic equation, yet you can get your answers, right? So our chapter initially will focus on graphical analysis. That is, our next topic of discussion will be something called 0 of a polynomial versus the graph. This is what we are going to discuss. And most important, children, if you want to study mathematics in 11, it's very important. 0 of a polynomial versus graph. Did you understand the context? What is 0? That value at which the polynomial becomes 0. Given any polynomial. Say suppose I had a cubic polynomial which is ax cubed plus bx square plus cx plus d, and this is equated to 0. You don't know how to solve it. So analytical won't work for you, but graphical will work for you at your level of knowledge. आप solve कर सकते हैं graphically. ठीक है? Okay. So from there we said this is linear, this is quadratic, this is cubic. So our study will be zeros versus graph. Till here is your understanding okay? Chota, but you are learning a lot of things, okay? So pay attention. Can I go ahead to the next topic on this itself? So let's say my polynomial type and what I call as count of zeros. Okay, what does 0 actually mean? 0 means that value of x at which the polynomial becomes 0. Yes or no? Just again, put one small thing. If it was a linear, how do you solve it? Ax plus b equal to 0. If it was quadratic, how do you solve it? Ax square plus bx plus c equal to 0. That means indirectly what are you doing? You are solving a linear equation or you are solving a quadratic equation. Yes or no? And you are finding out the solution of that equation. That means in this case, this 0 word, if you are getting confused with 0, we can also tell that this is nothing but solution of the equation. Yes or no? It is the solution of the equation. Ultimately, solve. If you solve, what are you going to get? You're going to get a value of x. Ax plus b equal to 0. Say you are in grade 8 and somebody has told you 2x plus 10 is equal to 0. Then you will say x is equal to negative 10 over 2, which is equal to negative 5. Grade 8, did you hear the word 0? No. You will say, sir, solution is x equal to minus 5. So keep that option now also. 0 means it is a solution. Understood? So I am now going to talk about count of zeros, means I am talking about count of solutions, not the solution. Count of solution. How many solutions? Okay. So children get confused out here. Suppose you have a constant polynomial and the constant polynomial is y equal to say 5. For example, the count of 0 is zeros. There are no zeros, no solution. Array, how can there be solution? Is there any x term out here? No. Solution is the value of x na. जब कोई x ही नहीं है, तो where is the solution? No. Do not think that this is the value of the zero. This is the count of the zero. Suppose I take a linear, and the linear would be y equal to ax plus b. The count of zeros will be 1. Let us now do this a little bit more interesting. Let's put degree out here and see the relation. If the degree is 0, the count of zeros is 0. If the degree is 1, the count of zeros is 1. If the degree is 2, then I get what is known as quadratic, which would be y equal to ax square plus bx plus c. Here my zeros can be no zeros, 1 0 or 2 zeros. Maximum I'll get 2 zeros. So degree doesn't tell you count of 0. Degree tells you maximum number of zeros. इतना हो सकता है, नहीं भी हो सकता. Yeah, less than that is also possible. But agar hai, if there is, then it will be maximum 2. Let's go to cubic now. Okay, my degree is 3. I have a cubic polynomial which is represented by ax cube plus bx squared plus cx plus d. Here I'll have no zeros, 1 0, 2 zeros, or at most 3 zeros. So if I would have had a quartic polynomial, how many zeros am I expecting? No zeros, 1 0, 2 zeros, 3 zeros, or max 4 zeros. So whenever you see a polynomial, p of x is equal to degree like 36x to the power 4, how many solutions it has? 4 solutions. Okay. Count of zeros. Now here we will see this same thing. Remember this thing. Okay. Now we see it with graphs. We see it with graphs. Shall we? Okay. Let me draw my Cartesian coordinate system. And maybe in many schools this topic has been taught, so it will become easy for you. But as usual, some new things I'll try to tell you so that whatever you learned in school, that gets reinforced. Okay. This is my Cartesian coordinate. This is my y. This is my x dash 0, y dash and x. Children, what is my first polynomial? Y equal to 0. Before that, let us understand another aspect. Okay. Let me write it here. Okay. 1 minute. 1 minute. 1 minute. 1 minute. Let me address one more aspect. And that aspect is graphical meaning of 0. Or the word solution makes more sense. The word solution makes more sense. Okay. Say this is me, and this is my friend Vakul. This is Vakul and this is me. Right. We have a dispute in everything. We never gel with each other. We have a talk. We keep on fighting. Somebody has come to do a truce between us. And he says, I can make a truce. I can find a solution to their fighting. Solution. He's trying to find a solution. What is a solution? A solution will be something which he also agrees to, I also agrees to. It can be, do you like doggy potty dosa? Just outside our gate. I say, yes, I also like the taste, you also like the taste. So besides our fighting, doggy potty dosa is one. Others who don't know what is doggy potty dosa, just outside PBL city, we have a cart which sells dosa. And every dog and dog walker goes around the cart and the dog relieves themselves in and around that cart. So I have named that cart as doggy potty dosa. Vakul is a permanent customer of that cart and many others. So I'm saying doggy potty dosa is a solution between us. Because why? That is one topic in which we shook hands. Apart from that, we never shake hands. Remember that. Now, let us understand, put the same analogy between, let's say, somebody tells you that, boy, there is a polynomial called y equal to ax plus b. Find its solution graphically, not analytically. Analytically, you know, graphically. Just think, what is the equation of x-axis? Y equal to 0, right? And what is your graph? Y equal to ax plus b. Are the left hand side same? Can I equate the right hand side? So my right hand side becomes ax plus b. Sorry, after equating right hand side of both, it becomes ax plus b equal to 0. Don't you think by this method you do it analytically? What did you actually try to do? You had one Vakul whose name was x-axis, and you had one Jaideep which is the graph. And you're trying to find a solution, means you're trying to find a point where this graph meets the x-axis. Graphical analysis of solution means plot the graph and look for a point where the graph will touch the x-axis. If the graph never touches the x-axis, no solution. If the graph touches the x-axis once, one solution. If it touches twice, two solutions. N number of times, n solution. Again, let us understand. It is y equal to x plus b. Somebody is saying find its solution graphically. I split it. Y equal to 0 is x-axis. Y, this is this. I compare both the right hand side, I get the equation. This is how analytically I'll be doing it. So basically, I'm trying to do what? I'm trying to find a truce between x-axis and that graph, whichever will be plotted. Has that gone into your head? Next time when you think of a solution graphically, you are only thinking about x-axis and your graphs overlap. Keep that in mind. Is this understood? If that is understood, then on this screen itself, let us try. Okay? And now you'll see the beauty and the magic of maths. Okay. This is my Cartesian coordinate system. Ali sahab, samajh mein aa raha hai to? You are understanding, right?
Yes.
Okay, this is my graph. So keep your eye on the x-axis. X-axis. The x-axis is nothing but y equal to 0. The first type is what, beta? Constant. You said constant has no zeros. Okay, recall back what is constant's graph. Constant's graph is always a sleeping line. Constant's graph is always a sleeping line. So we are having a graph which is say y equal to 5. Y equal to 5 will pass from here. This is say y equal to 5. Is it a constant polynomial? Yes, it passes through the point 0, 5. Now tell me, in your dream ever will this line intersect x-axis? No. So we are correct that there is no 0 for this. Did you get the magic part of it? Changing color on the same graph. Next is what? Linear. Linear will be slanting this way or slanting that way. So my linear curves can have shapes something like this. Linear can be either slanting this way or it can be slanting this way. In either way, how many times does it touch the x-axis? Only once. Do you expect this line to again come and touch the x-axis? It is not a nagin. It will touch only once. Therefore, in linear we say, number of solution is only one and these are the solutions. Understood? If I make quadratic on this, the graph will get distorted. So I think this is what we have understood. This is what we have understood. Any child having an issue right here can ask me. Any child. No issues. Now let's go to quadratic. Okay. Let's see quadratic. Okay. Quadratic. Quadratic means 1 minute, beta. 1 minute just. Quadratic means degree will be 2 and we said solution or zeros. 1 minute, huh, Bakul? Can be either 0, can be 1 or can be 2. This is what we said. And graph or trend, since our quadratic is always a function of, x, ax square plus bx plus c. Our graph can either open its mouth upwards or can open the mouth downwards. Yeah, Bakul, your question please. Okay, let's go back.
Linear equation.
Yeah.
Can there be no zeros?
It cannot, it's not possible. A linear line will pass through the x-axis. Now you might think, sir, my linear graph is here. Are you bhutnika? This will cross the x-axis in future somewhere. Do you agree or not? And it can also pass through the origin. Suppose you take a graph y equal to x. Y equal to x passes through the origin. Origin is the solution. Has to pass. Has to. Agreed? Okay. Next. Graph can be in this manner or in this manner. Is this fine? All okay? Right. So let me plot my quadrant. Ding ding. Ding 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 ding. Ding. Arey, why do you do all these things with me? Ma. Yo. Ym, serum, y dashum, xm, 0, xm, and then slightly smaller clonum, clonum. Okay. Now, I'll be drawing that particular parabola. This is the shape that I have. And I'm going with the mouth opening upwards. Mouth opening down also, it makes the same. My parabola can be like this. Wherever it is, one leg on this side, one leg on this side. In this case, I have got two solutions. Do you agree? Sir, if your parabola was like this, oh my dear child, still I have two solutions. Sir, if the parabola is like this, still I have two solutions. So I think two solutions is addressed. Agreed? If the parabola says I am gonna dance here, it's gonna go up only. Is it intersecting the x-axis? No solution. Sir, parabola is like this. 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 Can you make it intersect with the x-axis? No solution. So in grade 11, there will be one solution which is known as complex solution. Imaginary solutions will be there. So this is also understood. Agreed? Very good. The last one. If my parabola just touches the x-axis, just okati solution, just touches the x-axis, okati solution. Agreed? Just touches the x-axis, y equal to x square, one solution. Y equal to minus x square, one solution. I think we address this also. Is this getting clear? Anurag Saab, samajh mein aa raha hai to? Right? Okay. Now some more beautiful things. The beautiful things are that when you learn quadratic equation in the chapter ax square plus bx plus c equal to 0, this is quadratic equation. Note down whatever I'm telling you. I won't solve it. When we solve it analytically, we say there are three types of roots: unique or distinct. Acha, children, one more word. This word 0 is how my mama calls him. I call him solution. My bua calls him root. They are all the same. Huh? In quadratic equation, we will be using this word called root. Root mane solution. Solution mane 0. 0 mane root. All same. So when we solve quadratic equation, one type of solution is called unique or distinct. What is unique? The watch that I wear is unique, means nobody else wears this watch. These are unique solutions, unique or distinct. Please write them. I'll not teach this in quadratic again. Unique or distinct means I will get two values of x which will be completely different from each other. And in quadratic, these two roots are known as alpha and beta. What are they known as? Alpha and beta. So if this is alpha, this is beta. So what does this mean? For this value of alpha, ax square plus bx plus c gives me a 0. है ना? इसीलिए तो वो 0 है. Do you understand? That means if you do a alpha square plus b alpha plus c, you should get a laddu. Or if you do a beta square plus b beta plus c, then also you should get laddu. That's why alpha beta are the zeros of a quadratic equation, because a quadratic equation can how many zeros? Two zeros. Alpha beta distinct means graph will point like this. In analytical, the condition is different. There's a condition in analytical. We'll do that when we do quadratic equation. Itna samjho khali. If there is no solution, we say quadratic equations can have no solution. So this means no solution. This means unique and distinct. Understood? No solution, unique and distinct roots. We call it no roots. No roots or unique, no solution. Clear? Understood? This scenario is called equal roots. Here alpha is equal to beta. Both the values are same. So I say type of solution is, number of solution is only one. If let's say we are solving something like, say, okay, you still don't know how to solve. I'll show that. Okay, this is in the next screen. I'll show you. This is equal roots. So one means equal roots. Children, this concept is very important. Here alpha will be equal to beta. Here alpha will not be equal to beta, but both exists. And here alpha does not exist, beta does not exist. Anyone who has not understood this, you're free to ask me a question. Quadratic polynomials or quadratic equations can have maximum 2 roots and their plots will be like this. Show me one plot which is apart from this. If you can design a plot, we will discuss on that. हो ही नहीं सकता है. Can you create any other scenario? Think. You should think in maths. Can you create any other scenario? Not possible. Okay. Can I swap the screen? I'll give you an example of this one. This one you will understand right now itself based on your knowledge. Do you understand? This is okay? The chapter has more of Gyan. We will first have all Gyan and then we will solve. It will be in one go. Shall I swap? Okay. Let's see the condition of equal roots analytically. Equal roots analytically. Let's see the condition. Again, I am teaching something right now. Again, going back to quadratic equation. Quadratic equation. And I have a quadratic equation which is something like x square minus 2x plus 1 equal to 0. Children, if you actually put your head, this is nothing but x minus 1 whole square equal to 0. Don't you agree? A square minus 2ab plus b square. Is it? Now you ask yourselves, why is sir calling this a quadratic equation? Because this is in the format ax square plus bx plus c equal to 0, where sir has taken a equal to 1, b equal to -2 and c's value is 1. Do you agree? So it is a quadratic equation, right? We are now trying to solve this. If I factorize this further, what do I get? X minus 1 multiplied by x minus 1 is equal to 0. Jaideep into Vakul is equal to 0. That means either both Jaideep and Vakul are zeros, 0 into 0, or Jaideep is 0, Vakul is not 0, then also it is 0, or Vakul is 0, Jaideep is not 0. यही तो क्राइटेरिया हो सकता है. तो इसको सॉल्व करने की कोशिश करते हैं. Little bit of quadratic equation. This is called factorization method. Here I will say either x minus 1 equal to 0 or x minus 1 equal to 0. They're same, but they're two factors, right? If you solve this, what is the value of x? You are getting 1. If you solve this, what is the value of x? You are getting 1. That means if this is alpha, this is beta, and you're getting a criteria where alpha is equal to beta. Correct? This is a case where we say it is a equal solution. Suppose our quadratic equation was something like this. X plus 2 into x minus 3 is equal to 0 after factorization. So can we pull up and see what is the equation? Our equation would have been something like x square minus 3x plus 2x minus 6 is equal to 0. And if you pull up one more step, it will become x square minus x minus 6 is equal to 0. Don't you think this is the equation? You're doing a grade 8 problem, middle term splitting. And in this chapter, you have to be very good in middle term splitting. Not here, quadratic equation. So this was the question which was given to you. This was the question. And in grade 8, what you used to learn? Do the middle term splitting and factorize. Now I'm in grade 10. Somebody says, solve this. So let's solve it. Vakul into Jaideep equal to 0. So condition can be either Vakul is equal to 0 or Jaideep is equal to 0. If Vakul is equal to 0, x is equal to -2. If Jaideep is equal to 0, then x is equal to 3. We say the values of x are x1 is equal to -2 and x2 is equal to 3. If this is alpha, this is beta. Did you understand? If this is alpha, this is beta. Distinct roots. And there can be some scenario where no roots exist. Keep it parked for some time. We will see that. Now, I'm again in the chapter of quadratic equation only now. Okay? Okay, we'll visit this. Let's see cubic equations also. Cubic equations. So let's go back. Cubic. I'll mutate this figure for cubic. Don't worry. You will understand. Cubic means how many zeros, beta? Maximum 3 zeros. So a cubic equation will overlap x-axis how many times? 3 times. It can be going upward, going downward. 1 solution, 2 solution, 3 solution. It can also be like this, only pass through 0 and never pass again. All the 3 solutions are here. So a cubic will have how many roots? If I take a cubic ax cube plus bx square plus cx plus d equal to 0. It can have how many roots? 3 roots. The 3 roots are alpha, beta and gamma. How many roots? 3 roots. They are alpha, beta, gamma. Now we'll come back to graph again. At this level, we'll go back to quadratic once again. Is this understood? Cubic can have 3 roots. Now let's see some more interesting perspectives. Quadratic. Polynomial. Standard format, p of x is equal to ax square plus bx plus c. If it is written as a quadratic equation, then what do I write it as? I write it as ax square plus bx plus c equal to 0. Okay, fine. What are the zeros? Sir, in this type of equation, you can have only 2 zeros, alpha and beta. What is their trend? Their trend can be alpha dne does not exist, beta dne does not exist, or they can be alpha equal to beta, or they can be alpha not equal to beta. Alpha exists, beta exists. dne means does not exist. Sir, can you just revisit the graphs? Oh, why not? In such a scenario, graph will be like this. I'm drawing only one type. In such a scenario, graph will be like this, touching only at 1 point. In such a scenario, graph will be like this, touching at 2 points. Sir, without drawing graph, how do we understand how the graphs will be? Well, very good. For that, we introduce one more content, and this is quadratic equations chapter. Okay, children? Because in the exam, you can do it any other way. That thing is known as discriminant. Discriminant. Discriminant is defined as d given by the value of b square minus 4ac. Sir, what is b square minus 4ac? In relation to the right. Discriminant can have 3 different type of values. If you calculate the discriminant, you can straight away comment what type of the nature will be. Discriminant equal to 0. No solution. Alpha, beta. Oh, sorry. Discriminant equal to 0 is equal roots or equal solution. Means you will get an alpha which will be equal to beta. Sir, we don't believe you. Don't believe. The example we took was what? X minus 2 whole square is equal to 0. Did we get equal roots here? We got equal roots. What were our roots? Equal. Let's expand this. X square minus 2x plus 1 equal to 0. Let us compare this with ax square plus bx plus c equal to 0. And let's write, what is the value of A? 1. What is the value of B? -2. What is the value of C? 1. Calculate the discriminant. Discriminant is B square minus 4AC. What is B square? -2 whole square. Then minus 4 into A is 1, C is 1. What am I getting? 4 minus 4. How is the value? 0.
X square minus 2x minus 2.
Huh?
Oh, okay.
You got your mark sheet of grade 8?
No, sorry.
Is any paper pending? Grade 8.
Oh, sorry.
Oh, okay. Did you understand what I tried to say? By checking the discriminant, you can comment whether it will have equal roots, no roots. We just saw for equal root. Equal root में क्या होता है? B square minus 4AC will be always equal to 0. And if B square minus 4AC is always equal to 0, the problem is either in the format of A plus B whole square or A minus B whole square, where you will get this. Now see, if you learn the two chapters together, life becomes very easy. Let's see our next. Discriminant greater than 0. In this, I will get unique or distinct roots or solution. Means here alpha will not be equal to beta, but both will exist. Right? You don't believe with me? Okay, let's bring our previous example was x square minus x minus 6. So let's see that equation. Let's see the equation here. X square minus x minus 6 equal to 0. Here A's value is 1, B's value is -1, C's value is -6. Calculate the discriminant. B square 1, 1 square is 1, minus 4AC, minus, I'm not calculating further, minus 4 into minus 6 into 1. Don't you think that this quantity is positive and it will be greater than 0? Just see, minus 4 into minus 6 will be 24. 24 plus 1 is 25, positive, greater than 0. Therefore, you got two distinct roots. Didn't you get two distinct roots? You got two distinct roots. And if discriminant is less than 0, this is mandatory in your quadratic equation chapter, it will be no roots, no solution. Alpha, beta, both do not exist. Grade 11, we will do problems on this type. Alpha, beta, both does not exist. So children, बहुत कुछ सीख लिया, right? Okay. Two more things and you are gone for today. Then we will be able to take up problems slowly. Next. Our next. Is this understood? But this will not be so much helpful in this chapter. This will be helpful in quadratic equations. So in quadratic equations, we can have two roots. And to know the nature of roots, please calculate discriminant. Discriminant is b square minus 4ac. B square minus 4ac equal to 0, d equal to 0. Equal roots, d greater than 0. Distinct root, d not equal to 0, no roots. Okay, next. Next. How does he get so much energy? With 3 masala dosas in my tummy, my engines keep firing. Relation between roots. Again, we are talking everything in terms of quadratic equation. See, he will wipe off everything except this one. Quadratic equation or quadratic polynomial. Okay. What is the standard form? Ax square plus bx plus c equal to 0. What are the roots of this beta? What are the roots of this? Alpha and beta. You understand? Alpha and beta. So the first relation. Anurag, ungli kaat dunga, main bol raha hu, I'll chop your fingers. Number 1. Sum of roots. Sum of roots is alpha plus beta. And the next relation is known as product of roots. Product of roots is alpha beta. Understood? Sum of the roots, product of the roots. Alpha plus beta is always negative b by a, and alpha beta is what? C by a. Sir, we don't believe. अच्छा चलो तो पिछले वाले इक्वेशन में once again look at this equation. This is the equation. What was the value of alpha? We got 2. What was the value of beta? We got 2. Right? In this question, alpha and beta both became okay. Oh, this is not 2x, this is 4x. Sorry, 4x. Now look, if you try to do alpha plus beta, what is the value? 4. If you do minus b by a, minus of minus 4 by 1, the answer is 4. If you do product of the roots, what is product of the roots? 2 into 2, 4. Then this should also be 4. 2 square is 4. Product of the root is c by a. C is what? 4. 4 by 1 is 4. Did you understand this thing? It will be applicable for this one also. What were the roots of this particular equation? Just check what were the roots. The roots were minus 2 and 3. What is the sum of the root? The sum of the root 3 minus 2 is equal to 1. Let's do minus b by a. Do minus b by a. Minus b means minus of minus 1 divided by 1, which is 1. Valid. Let's do product of the roots. 3 into minus 2, minus 6. Let's do c by a. C is minus 6 by 1, which is minus 6. So, product of roots, alpha, beta. Though CBSE never asks, but they always mention it on their NCERT book, I have seen them asking only once. That is for cubic. CBSE never asks, but it is mentioned in your book, so you should know it. Cubic polynomial or a cubic equation will be represented as ax cube plus bx square plus cx plus d equal to 0. Here we have three relations, and in your pre-board and all, your school will 100% ask three relations. Sum of roots, and the roots are what? Alpha, beta, gamma. Sum of roots, sum of product of roots taken two at a time. This is a little bit English, so we will understand this. And the third one is product of roots. यहाँ में एक और घुस जाता है. Product, another thing enters here. Here we had life was simple, sum and product. Here we have sum, product, and one more, sum of product of roots taken two at a time. So let's understand this. This is very simple. Alpha plus beta plus gamma. इसको समझो फिर लिखो. Look at the board. Sum of product of roots taken two at a time. You will take two roots at a time, make their products, and then take the sum. So this is alpha beta plus beta gamma plus gamma alpha. Product of two roots at a time and their sum. Sum of product of roots taken two at a time. Okay? And the third one is very easy, alpha beta gamma. Okay? Now how to remember them? There is always a technique. Let's see the technique. Okay, the technique is, children, this remains the same, minus b by a. Look here, look here, look into the board here. Minus b by a. The next, after b, what do you get? After b, c. So this one is the c by a, and the minus will alternate. Yeah, इसमें minus था. Here there won't be minus. The next is what? After C, what do you have? D. D by A, but the minus will again reappear. So this is how you do it. Minus B by A, C by A, minus D by A. That means if it was 4 roots, then it would be minus B by A, C by A, minus D by A, E by A, which will come in grade 11. Bakul is thinking, oh my God, life was so easy. Why has that? I'll stop here today. I give you 5 minutes, children. Don't worry. If you have any doubt on any slide, anything that you have not understood, these portions are from quadratic, but we will need them a lot. Quadratic means sum product. Cubic means sum of product of roots taken two at a time, and alpha beta gamma. Discriminant, discriminant minus 4ac. Discriminant equal to 0. Then what do we say? It is equal roots. Discriminant greater than 0, roots exist. Distinct. Discriminant less than 0, roots does not exist. How can you solve quadratic equation? So far we have learned only two techniques, either by graphical method or by factorization method. Yes.
If the roots are, if the distance is less than 0, then the roots are unreal.
Unreal, does not exist. The graph will never touch the x-axis. And what is a root? A root is that point at which my plot touches the x-axis, because it's a handshake between x-axis and my plot. So in next class, first we will see some graphs, and based on this knowledge, you need not read NCERT. You will look at the graph and you will answer, does a root exist? Does not exist? If it touches 2 times, it is quadratic. If it is touching 3 times, it is. But one thing we did not discuss, which we'll discuss in next class, does the graph open upwards or does the graph open downwards? As you're packing your bags, you can keep listening. If the Badi Bahu or the leading coefficient is positive, the graph will open upwards. If the Badi Bahu is negative, the graph will open downwards. That's it. But in cubic, we also understand, is this hand going up, this hand going down, or is this hand going up, this hand? Those are not there in CBSE, but they are very interesting. Okay, right? Get lost then. Meet you again.